Carrington, locally owned and operated by I3G Media.
It's time to find out what's going on in Carrington Cardinals athletics on the Carrington Coaches Show on KDAK The Cardinal and the KDAK The Cardinal YouTube page. The Carrington Coaches Show takes you behind the scenes of all things Cardinal athletics. Now, live from the Prairie Inn in Carrington, here is BJ Walters.
Thank you for the introduction, Ricky Clobbercamp. It is the Carrington Coaches Show from Prairie Inn Restaurant and Bakery in Carrington. I was taking a look at some of the cookies out there, and as much as I shouldn't, boy, there's some enticing options out there.
I was looking at the pies, so.
Hey, there you go. It's not just a restaurant, but it is a restaurant, and there are specials every Monday. I'll let you guess what I've already had for dinner as I go through these specials. There's a Mexican omelet, taco meat, salsa, cheddar cheese, and a 3-egg omelet served with pancakes or toast. Breakfast tacos, 2 soft shell tortillas with bacon, eggs, and cheddar cheese. A pizza burger. The evening special, shrimp and crab Alfredo. And the Monday Daily Special ham steak dinner served with mashed potatoes, vegetable, and dinner roll or toast. And every week, different specials. Every week, they're always spectacular. Also spectacular, although, yes, Cardinals wanted to win the game on Friday night. But as we're joined by head coach Kyle Smith, before we get to how you, too, can get in contact with the show, I mean, Coach Smith, 28-27 in overtime. That is just not something that happens in North Dakota that often. That was some game.
Yeah, it was. And it was kind of the game we expected. Hard-fought battle, a typical Carrington-Harvey matchup. You know, we were talking tonight about when the last time we can remember an overtime game in Carrington, and the last time I could remember when I was a senior in high school, and that was 1985, and we lost in 3 overtimes to Harvey. Yeah, it was a great game. You know, from a fan standpoint, it always stinks to lose a game like that, but we did a lot of good things, and I think we got a lot to build on.
You're telling me they had overtime in North Dakota before they had it in the NCAA?
Yeah, I'm old, and we had it back in 1985. Same rules. You get the ball at the 10, and you go till someone scores more than the other. But yeah,
that's quite something. You too can get in contact with Coach Smith. If you're watching us on YouTube, you can see it scrolling across the bottom, although I really should update the color of that font. You can text in 218-553-1246. You can hit us up on the Facebook post promoting this show, KDAK 1600, at KDAK The Cardinal on Twitter. And you can email us, bj@newsdakota.com. So I'm a little bit of a glutton for punishment, Coach. I have watched the game back twice. There really was not much between the two teams. The only thing that I can really tell is that of all the teams you've played, Harvey put together the best second half of an opponent this year.
they did. You know, they were pretty relentless. Their defensive line and their linebackers just put pressure on us all night. It made it hard for us to throw. You know, I thought for the most part we held our own in the offensive line, but there were some times when they blitzed and we didn't pick it up, and Josh had to hurry throws. But you know, when they did blitz and we executed and we got the ball outside, you know, our option play was working well all night, and so we exploited it as much as we could. And again, you know, those games come down to one or two plays, and after the game, you know, I'm the first one. I look in the mirror, what could I done different? And today during practice, talked to the kids, and you know, every one of them did the same thing I did, and they looked in the mirror, and so that's kind of nice. We're all on the same page, and sometimes you learn more from a game like that when you lose it. And I think the kids are hungry for a win this week, and we're pretty focused already.
250 rushing yards. You do not lose many games when you run the ball for 250 yards.
No, and I think I didn't see time of possession, but I'm pretty sure we won the time of possession too. You know, we had two 2 turnovers in the red zone and another trip in the red zone where we had to kick a field goal. So, those are opportunities we have to take better advantage of. And I don't know if you could say we outplayed Harvey, but I think we probably, statistic-wise, outplayed them and everything but the scoreboard.
So we briefly mentioned this in post-game Friday, but I really want to expand on it because it goes to one of the parts of coaching that nobody seems to think of. The first play Harvey runs, they pick on Maddox McAloney, and they score a long touchdown. He comes back in the game, 2 interceptions, heck of a sell job on the first one. Second one was beautiful read by him on a rollout. So my question is this. You've got 30 kids on your team. There is no way that it's one size fits all in terms of something bad happens early. How am I going to pick this player up from that and make sure it doesn't affect him the rest of the game? So what is sort of your mentality or the way that you go about it? And what is important in knowing how to get the best out of an individual player? Because again, with 30 guys, it's not one size fits all.
You're right, and I think the best answer for that question is the pre-planning and the preparation that you give the kids. I tell the cornerbacks, you guys got to have thick skin because you're going to get picked on. You're going to give up big plays. It's just the nature of the beast. And you could tell Maddox was down, but all the coaches were saying, hey, you got to keep your head up. You got a lot more game left, and so I think maybe that message clicked in, like, you know what, this is going to happen once in a while. You just need to do what you can to prevent it from happening again. And Maddox bounced back with 2 big interceptions, but yeah, a big part of that is the messaging prior to the game and then preparation for playing cornerback. You're on an island out there a lot of times one-on-one, and once in a while you're going to get beat, but you've got to bounce back, let it go out of your head, and make the next play.
And it really goes to the fact that while you guys are coaching football, yeah, sure, no problem. You're also, it's at times psychiatrists out there. I mean, you've got to make sure a kid doesn't get down on themselves, and that can't be an easy part of the job.
No, it isn't. Remember, these are teenagers too, and they're going to take stuff hard, and that's why our message from day one is, hey, kids are going to make mistakes. It's your job on the field to pat them on the butt and say, hey, get the next one. It's our job on the sideline to tell them what they did wrong and to coach them up. But our kids are really good about that. There wasn't one kid that was down on Maddox. Everyone was telling them, hey, get the next one. And like I said, Maddox came through, played a heck of a game the rest of the game. I don't know if he gave up a pass reception after that, maybe one pass reception after that, but yeah, that just comes from team chemistry and kids supporting one another and coaches sending the right messages.
After that one play, Talon Thorson was 3 of 9 for 58 yards, and 51 of them on one pass in the second half to the same kid. I mean, I know it was a slop fest out there down on the field, but your secondary really played pretty darn well aside from 2 plays.
Yeah, they did, and and our goal going into every game is limit them to 2 explosive plays, and we have a good chance to win. And I think they had 2 explosive plays, but unfortunately they were both big, and they ended up beating us. But I thought for the most part, if you can limit teams to 2 plays or less of 20 yards or more, you've got a good chance of winning. We did that. We had a good chance to win, and just things didn't go our way at the end. But a heck of an effort by the kids, and after the game, a lot of kids feeling sad, angry. We saw tears, we saw frustration, and I think that's a sign of a competitive bunch of kids that don't want to feel like that again.
How many times in the last 2 minutes of the first half did you think, all right, that's going to be enough? We're probably headed to the locker room.
Yeah, there was a lot of turnover here, turnover there. They turned it over us. We gave it back to them, and that's just a couple of those were field condition turnovers. I know the one we completed to McCade in the sideline. He had an awesome catch, a good run for 20 yards, and ended up sloshing around in the water, and the ball popped out. And that stuff happens when field conditions are like that.
So let's move to the fourth quarter. You're down by 3. You're moving the ball methodically down the field. At what point in your head on the sideline did the possibility of that field goal start to creep in?
Probably when it was 4th and 11, and I looked at Coach Bickett, our special teams guy. I said, "Can he make a field goal from here?" And Coach Bickett said, "Yep." So we didn't have a second thought. We put Peyton in, and and he had a heck of a kick, and that thing would have been good from 40 yards. But that was a big part of the game. We had the ball first and goal at the 5. They had a blitz. They sacked us for a loss of 5. The next play we had a bad snap. I think we lost another yard. And so just another couple plays there. If we pick up the blitz and we gain 3 yards, it's maybe a different outcome. But those things happen. And Peyton came through with a clutch kick to give us some life. And so that was pretty exciting for Peyton, his first career field goal. You could see the kids on the sideline excited. So a nice job bouncing back again from a setback and making something positive out of it.
And I mean, he kicked the heck out of that, like you said. I mean, it would have been good from 40 yards. So you get to that last minute, and they called timeout with about, I think it was 58, something like that, left on the clock. Were you surprised they weren't a little more aggressive already being at midfield?
Yes and no. Yes in the fact that they have a very explosive offense, but no in the fact just because the ball was, Josh said that too, the ball's getting harder to hang on to, the ball was slippery, and I'm sure they were thinking, I'd rather play overtime than give Carrington another chance here. So I think that's what they were thinking, and if I was in that situation, it would have been an awful tough decision. I'm not sure what I would have done, but I'm sure that's why they weren't so aggressive, just because of the conditions of the field.
The overtime possession you get down there, really, Josh and Corbin have gotten so good. When Josh is rolling right, Corbin knows exactly where to be, and that's got to be 10, 12 times already this year they've completed that same pass.
Yeah, Josh has done a good job putting the ball in the money. Corbin runs a good route, and his hands have improved so much over the years, and we've made that play look differently several different times, so teams don't always know what's coming, and executing it just like it should be, and we've had some big plays out of it, and what turned out to be a touchdown in overtime.
So you go for 2. First off, was there any thought of kicking it and playing another overtime?
Not in my head. Just Harvey's offense, the way they ran the ball in that second half, I think our kids were worn down a little bit, and I just didn't feel good about us stopping them 4 plays. So I had no doubt that if we scored, we were going to go for 2, and I don't regret it. I would do it again, and it's just one of those chances you have to take, and we ended up. I wasn't down there, but guys that were on the goal line said they thought it was in. Some didn't think so, but either way, it was, it's a game of inches, and we lost by inches.
So, just on that, before we go to a break, and Coach Smith will rejoin us at the bottom of the show as well. You mentioned how it's a game of inches. The top 3 teams in this region may be separated by inches. I don't suppose you're surprised by it, but have you ever seen 3 teams so closely matched like it seems like you guys, Harvey and Langdon, all are?
Yeah, and we'll find out when we play Langdon how close we are. A lot of it's matchups, and it's going to get to that point where hopefully that is a game that's for the region title. But we have business to take care of before that. We've got Park River coming to town next week, and I think Turtle Mountain after that. But there's a lot of parity in our region. I think we talked about this earlier, that there isn't a team in our region that can't beat us if we don't play well, but I don't think there's a team on our schedule we can't beat if we execute. And so our mindset is 1 week at a time, and hopefully we get to that point where we're playing for a region championship.
Well, we will talk homecoming, which is a coach's favorite week, certainly. We will we will do that at the bottom of the show, and Coach, stick around for that. Maybe get one of those specials, and we'll have you back later.
Sounds good. Thanks, BJ.
Head coach of the Cardinals, Kyle Smith, joining us. We will be joined by his senior captain, his senior quarterback, Josh Bickett, for the next little while, actually, as Josh is going to talk some ball. And then he's also student council president, and I do believe when he got elected, being on radio shows was not a prerequisite, but we're going to do that to him in just a little while when the Carrington Coaches Show continues in a moment.
There's no community like a Cenex community. That's why every Cenex store is proud to serve theirs by supporting local athletic teams, promoting the arts, and making sure each store is a place its neighbors can find what they need, catch up with their friends, and stay connected. It's also why we give back, helping to make the wonderful places we call home the best they can be. The store next door, powered locally at Cenex.
Visit your local Arrowwood Prairie Co-op in Carrington, Wimbledon, Cooperstown, and Sutton.
Looking for great rates and a secure investment? Well, we have the right options to grow your savings. Hi, this is Tiffany Paulson at Bank Forward Carrington. Our current CD specials offer a variety of options, including annual percent yield as high as 5% for 7 months. Stop in today for all the details. Helping you save more. It's simply the Forward way. Additional terms and conditions apply. Bank Forward, member FDIC.
Do you want to make sure homework time isn't spent on games and video streaming? Dakota Central can help. With Experience IQ, you set limits to ensure your kids aren't playing when they should be doing homework. With premium managed Wi-Fi from Dakota Central, you can create healthier internet habits for your children from the easy-to-use Command IQ app. Learn more about premium Wi-Fi and Experience IQ today at dakotacentral.com.
When it comes to making farm decisions, nothing is better than seeing for yourself how products perform in the field. I'm Darren Hefty with Hefty Seed Company, and we want to invite you to our Wilton Plot Tour. On Friday, September 6th, we'll be showcasing plots with the latest hybrids and varieties of corn, soybeans, and wheat, as well as comparison trials of numerous natural products. Plus, our expert agronomists will be on hand to help you build your best strategies to maximize yields and minimize costs. Join us at our Wilton store at 9 a.m. Friday, September 6th.
When you're thinking about insurance, think of Bickett Insurance. Bickett Insurance, through our partnership with Auto Owners Insurance, can take care of your farm, home, auto, business, or life insurance needs. The agents at Bickett Insurance have over 115 years of insurance experience, and we are from here, so we know how to design policies to protect the things important to you. Let Bickett Insurance give you a free proposal from Auto Owners Insurance or one of our many other partners. Give Bickett Insurance a call at 652-1775 today.
Carrington sports fans, want to stay on top of all the local action? Catch what you missed by checking out the Foster County Independent. From game-changing plays to memorable moments, we've got you covered with the most in-depth sports coverage in town. And don't miss our stunning photo galleries that capture every thrilling moment and winning smile. For the latest scores, stories, and stunning sports shots, grab your copy of the Foster County Independent today or visit us online at fosterconews.com.
We are at Prairie Inn Restaurant and Bakery. It's the Carrington Coaches Show. BJ Walters with you, and we are joined by senior quarterback Josh Bickett, who was off to quite the start indeed this year. I was able to update the stats because, thank you to Park River, they have already gotten us all of our information for this week. Josh is completing 70% of his passes for 811 yards, 10 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He's also run for 263 yards, 2 touchdowns more, so that's over 1,000 yards already. Also defensively, he has an interception, 10 tackles on the year. Now that we've kind of given the resume, Josh, welcome to the program.
Thanks, yeah.
So what was that like for you on Friday, because you're trying to man an offense on a field that probably at times felt like you could be playing water polo?
Yeah, it was tough. You know, the field was pretty wet, so there's times where you're getting tackled in the water and you just can't get your hands dry. So that whole possession, your hands are pretty wet, but then you get a towel and you can throw the ball. So it wasn't that bad, actually. It was kind of fun.
We saw early in the game, I guess it kept going throughout the game, but I noticed it early in the game that after every play, the umpire was drying the ball off, putting it back down. Is that something that he asks you quarterbacks whether you want, or did he just do it?
No, he kind of just did it. Yeah, I think he just did it so the ball could be dry. I don't know. Yeah, I'm glad he did it, but
the ball got worse, Coach was telling us, as the game wore on?
Yeah, and even today I took a look at it because we use the same game ball mostly all the time, so I looked at it today and it's a completely different ball. So,
man, have you been a part of many games like that?
No, not that I remember. I remember my freshman year in a JV game, we played in a really wet game, but besides that, I can't really remember one.
Well, so far this year, I mean, you guys, that loss notwithstanding, you've been playing some really good football. How have you seen it from your position as, being a captain, being a leader. How would you dissect 2024 so far?
Yeah, I'm really happy with how our team's playing right now, and we had a really fun group of guys too. So we have a lot of fun together, and yeah, we're 3-1, and just last week took a tough loss, but a couple of plays go our way, and we're 4-0. So yeah, I've been really happy with how the season's went.
As a leader of the team, did you notice any lost confidence? 1-point game. I don't think you should be losing too much confidence. You lose by one, but
No,
what was the mood today?
not really. I mean, yeah, today we were good. I mean, it's a new week, so we just got to lock in and get another win this week. So
you're also playing the secondary, and there have been a couple games now where you've played with Ryder back there.
Mm-hmm.
What's that like for you guys?
I don't know. It's fun because this is the first time he's ever played safety, so it's just like fun seeing him back there, and yeah, that's about it.
And then you get to throw it to him, and I think it took everybody by surprise. He actually got tackled.
I know.
On Friday.
Yeah.
I've jokingly asked you this at practice. We have to get it on the air though. He doesn't actually come in the huddle and say, "Don't throw it to me unless I'm going to score," does he?
No, he does not say that.
That's good. Where has your game progressed the most from? I'm sure you remember coming in as a starter for Grady a couple years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and now you're where you are now. How have you seen your own progression?
I'd say probably just being able to throw the ball and making like reads faster. Like when I was younger, I would hold on to the ball too long at times, and then my decision making was indecisive, but now I'd make reads and just go with it and throw the ball.
The game slows down, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
What with the amount of information that you can take in, and coaches talked about, you can do a whole lot when your quarterback can take in that much information. What is that process like for a quarterback? Because you're taking in more information than anybody else on the field. What is that process like for you individually?
It can be a lot, but I love doing it. Yeah, I've played quarterback for the last 3 years, so just like that experience has helped me get to know all the plays and all our players and all the assignments that they're doing. So that's definitely helped. So
you mentioned something a moment ago that we've got to expand on. You said you've got a very fun group of guys. Well, you've also got some absolutely crazy characters, and characters that I think if you ask people who have been around good football, they would tell you you can't win unless you have a couple crazy people. And in the best meaning of the word, Corbin is crazy and Cody is crazy. What is it like being a teammate with those guys?
it's awesome because they just want to get on the field and just hit people and just keep going at it, and they just play fast and physical, and it's fun to be a part of on their team. Yeah, it's awesome.
What's it like in practice?
I've
seen this.
It can get physical at times, but I mean that makes everyone better too. So
it does. And so now one of your backups is Parker.
Mm-hmm.
He seems to be learning a lot from you. How much have you tried to mentor him for what could be his job next year?
Yeah, I've tried to quite a bit. Yeah, he's young, so whenever I see him doing something that he might not be doing right, I'm just like, hey, Parker, try this or try that. So I like doing it, and I think he's going to be a great player. So, yeah.
What's the most, because you are very good at this, what's the most important part on a high school football team of being a leader and a captain?
Just making sure guys are doing what they're supposed to be doing, and yeah, just doing their responsibilities, being good and on and off the field, and making sure they're getting their homework done, and just everything like that.
You're almost kind of like a parent, right?
Yeah, basically.
And then what's it like having your dad on staff? I mean, I can't even imagine. That must be the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, it's awesome. I like having my dad out there. We talk football a little bit at home, but not much. But yeah, I like having him out there.
So obviously, one of the first things Coach told us on Friday night is that you lost a game. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Every goal that you had at the beginning of the year is still out in front of you. So how do you bounce back off of what was a tough game? Not just a tough game result-wise, but that was a physical, tough game.
Yeah, just a good week of practice this week and finishing this week off with a win, and then just keep going forward, just keep getting wins, and hopefully be playing for a region championship at the end of the year.
All right, I have never seen a homecoming week in Carrington. For people who are watching, they probably, let's be honest, some of them have never heard of Carrington. What's homecoming week like in Carrington?
It's awesome. The school has just a bunch of activities, and everybody comes out, and it's just a really fun week. So, yeah.
And it ends with everybody kind of cheering you guys on.
Yeah, that's the best part of it.
I do have to ask one question. Actually, it's a two-part question. You don't have to answer the first part.
Okay.
So you guys come in, you do your promos for radio last week, the student council does, and you say that the dance starts at 9. What football game is going to be over by 9 o'clock?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, yeah, I'm not in there till 9:30, 10 at least, so.
My question is, how do you have the energy to dance after a football game?
Yeah, you don't have much, but what you got left, you use.
That's right, and then you rest all weekend, right?
Yep.
So, I mean, obviously, all of the goals are still in front of you. For the viewer, for the listener, what are those goals?
Region championship and get to the playoffs and just keep going from there, win after win, and hopefully we see ourselves at the end of the season.
Well, it's Park River on Friday. Josh isn't going anywhere because he is the student council president. I am sorry they didn't tell you that you might have to do radio when you got elected. That's not really on me, but whatever. And we will talk to Josh about all the different stuff coming up this weekend when the Carrington Coaches Show continues in a moment.
There's no community like a Cenex community. That's why every Cenex store is proud to serve theirs by supporting local athletic teams, promoting the arts, and making sure each store is a place its neighbors can find what they need, catch up with their friends, and stay connected. It's also why we give back, helping to make the wonderful places we call home the best they can be. The store next door, powered locally at Cenex.
Visit your local Arrowwood Prairie Co-op in Carrington, Wimbledon, Cooperstown, and Sutton.
Looking for great rates and a secure investment? Well, we have the right options to grow your savings. Hi, this is Tiffany Paulson at Bank Forward Carrington. Our current CD specials offer a variety of options, including annual percent yield as high as 5% for 7 months. Stop in today for all the details. Helping you save more. It's simply the Forward way. Additional terms and conditions apply. Bank Forward, member FDIC.
You want to make sure homework time isn't spent on games and video streaming? Dakota Central can help. With Experience IQ, you set limits to ensure your kids aren't playing when they should be doing homework. With premium managed Wi-Fi from Dakota Central, you can create healthier internet habits for your children from the easy-to-use Command IQ app. Learn more about premium Wi-Fi and Experience IQ today at dakotacentral.com.
When it comes to making farm decisions, nothing is better than seeing for yourself how products perform in the field. I'm Darren Heftooth, Hefty Seed Company, and we want to invite you to our Wilton Plot Tour. On Friday, September 6th, we'll be showcasing plots with the latest hybrids and varieties of corn, soybeans, and wheat, as well as comparison trials of numerous natural products. Plus, our expert agronomists will be on hand to help you build your best strategies to maximize yields and minimize costs. Join us at our Wilton store at 9 a.m. Friday, September 6th.
When you're thinking about insurance, think of Bickett Insurance. Bickett Insurance, through our partnership with Auto Owners Insurance, can take care of your farm, home, auto, business, or life insurance needs. The agents at Bickett Insurance have over 115 years of insurance experience, and we are from here, so we know how to design policies to protect the things important to you. Let Bickett Insurance give you a free proposal from Auto Owners Insurance or one of our many other partners. Give Bickett Insurance a call at 652-1775 today.
Carrington sports fans, want to stay on top of all the local action? Catch what you missed by checking out the Foster County Independent. From game-changing plays to memorable moments, we've got you covered with the most in-depth sports coverage in town. And don't miss our stunning photo galleries that capture every thrilling moment and winning smile. For the latest scores, stories, and stunning sports shots, grab your copy of the Foster County Independent today or visit us online at fosterconews.com.
We are at Prairie in Carrington. It is the Carrington Coaches Show. Tonight's special, the ham steak dinner, served with mashed potatoes, a vegetable, and dinner roll or toast. They've also got a pizza burger. I don't need to tell you anything more than that, I don't think. We've got Josh Bickett with us now. Yes, he's the quarterback. Yes, he's a... How many is it? 5-sport athlete?
Four.
Four-sport
Four-sport
athlete. My goodness, you're busy, man. But he's also the president of the student council. He's already won more elections than I ever will. And so this week is obviously, one of the big weeks for you guys as a student council with homecoming week. First off, who is on the student council?
Yeah, so I'm the president. Mercedes Lura is our vice president. Sierra Freed is our treasurer, and then Kendall Kovar is our secretary. And then we have 3 11th grade reps, and those are Lauren Hendrickson, Molly Hansen, and Aubrey Nice. And then 2 sophomore who are Drew Matt and Harper Coleman, and then 2 freshmen who are Sam Gar and Macy Fieberger.
So do you guys pretty much come up with the whole plan for homecoming weekend? And if so, how long does that typically take?
A lot of it. We kind of met as a cabinet at the beginning of the year, and then we'll have a meeting with the whole student council, just seeing what their whole take on everything is, and then we met again just to kind of finalize what we're doing.
Anything new that didn't happen last year?
Not really. It's just different stuff. Like dress-up days are different. Pep rally games are different, and the way we do the pep rally and stuff like that.
Well, let's talk about it. Dress-up days. You were listing these off to me during the break, and there's some stuff I've never even heard of. What do you got for us?
So today was Jersey Day.
And by the way, which jersey are you wearing?
This is my dad's 1987.
Take a look at the camera. Show the camera your jersey while you tell us.
His 1987 senior basketball jersey.
There you go.
Yep.
So today was Jersey Day. What else you got?
We got Rags vs. Riches Day tomorrow.
I'm sorry, what?
Rags vs. Riches. So that's kind of like professional dress versus like almost like a hobo type dress.
Okay. And nothing in between?
Nope.
Oh man.
Yep, one of those.
I don't know where I fit on that scale, to be honest.
Wednesday is Dress Like a Parent Day.
Okay, exactly how do you dress like a parent?
Well, my mom's a nurse, so I'm gonna wear some scrubs and whatever. Find some things to wear.
Very nice. Yeah, maybe wear the stethoscope.
Yep, stethoscope. Might do that too. Thursday is Patriotic Day, which is pretty obvious.
Self-explanatory. Yeah.
Yep, and then Friday is Cardinal Spirit Day.
And that's just basically wear cardinal red.
Go all out with cardinal gear.
Very good, very good. Now let's back up. Wednesday is a big day because it is the homecoming coronation.
Yep.
Who are the candidates?
So the boys are me, Ryder Bickett, and then Corbin Clifton. And then the girls are Mercedes Lura, Eden Hornet, and Isabel Wendell.
All right. And how was that voted on? Was that a student thing, or how is that voted?
So the senior class votes for the candidates, and then the rest of 9 through 12 vote for who they think should win.
Okay, very cool. And what time is that happening?
That's at 3 on Wednesday.
3. All right, so that's kind of quick for you to get out to practice after.
Yeah.
Pep rallies. Now, Pep rallies are not as prevalent as they were when I was in high school. We had one for every game. Now, granted, this is Texas. This is high school football. I need not tell anybody listening or watching how crazy they are in Texas about their football. But what is a homecoming pep rally in Carrington like?
It's fun. So it starts off with the senior dance. So
What is the senior dance?
so basically our grade comes up with like a dance and yeah.
Choreographed?
Yep, choreographed.
Oh, what music is it to? You got it.
All different kinds.
Oh, so
Yep.
it's not just one song.
Yep, not just one song.
Very cool.
Yep.
All right.
So it starts off by that, and then we introduce the coaches. So all the fall sport coaches will come in and kind of get everyone fired up, and then after that we get the pep rally, and we're doing a pie in the face. So
Who's getting the pie in the face?
so that it goes to Make-A-Wish, and you like put money in a jar, and it's either me, Mr. Weber, Mrs. Helm, or Mr. Carr.
Oh my goodness.
Yep.
Oh my. I feel like I'm gonna have to be in Carrington early on Friday to see this. And what happens after that?
Get ready for the football game.
And what time?
I think,
is that?
and there's also a tailgate.
Oh.
Yep, before the football game. So there'll be the Lions Club is doing that, so they're grilling, and you can go out and play some games before the big football game.
And I think the weather's gonna be reasonably nice on Friday for that. What time is your pep rally?
I think it's 1:35. I think is what we decided on.
So right in the middle of the day after lunch and what have you. What else goes into homecoming week? 'Cause I mean, you guys put this together, and it's not just dress up and vote on this and go to the pep rally. It feels like an event here in Carrington.
Yeah, a lot goes into it. I mean, the students, like our just student council is just very involved with it. So whatever people need or whatever we need to bring, they'll bring it. So we're very involved with it.
What are some of the other things you guys do during the year?
So we have a fundraiser for like candy bars, and that's just all student council members have to sell candy bars. We do an angel tree project, which is basically you get like you have to buy gifts for like children during the Christmas time.
Oh, sure.
Yep. So you get one of those. We decorate for Christmas around the school, and then Snowball Week's obviously a huge thing. It's basically homecoming, but in the winter.
Okay. See, Snowball Week is something I would have never had growing up in Texas. The temperature hits 40 degrees, the whole town shuts down. So whatever.
And then we do daily announcements every single day, so people sign up for that. And then, yeah, just be involved with everything and have fun.
Is this probably not your first year on the student council?
No, it's not. I've been on it my whole high school, so.
What is that like? What is it like being on the student council?
It's fun, and I encourage everybody to do it just because you're involved with everything, and if you get your friends to do it, it can be a really fun time.
Yep. So the coronation on Wednesday, will that then be presented at the football game as like a halftime festivity?
Yep. Yeah. So the candidates just go on the track and they'll announce whatever. So.
And for you guys, it won't be a surprise at all.
Yeah, exactly.
So maybe that's why you never get a reaction. I've never thought about that, but maybe that's why you never actually get a reaction at the football game, because they already know they won.
Yeah.
That's pretty interesting. Do you remember who won last year?
Logan Winiger and Olivia Threadgold, I think, is who won.
There you go.
Yes.
See, Josh is also a historian. There you go. Well, now, in terms of, the rest of the year, you just listed a bunch of stuff. I don't want to let you go without asking you about just how much are you soaking in being a senior? I mean, 8 months from now, you're going to be done with all this high school stuff.
Yeah, it's crazy, and I'm just trying not to wish time away and have a lot of fun my senior year, so be involved with everything.
Yeah. How many things are you involved in? Not just sports, but overall.
Well, so I'm in student council, I'm in FBLA, That's Future Business Leaders of America, National Honor Society, and then Vision Zero. I'm a Vision Zero leader, so those 4 things are kind of what I'm involved in for student organizations.
All right, listeners, viewers, I'll ask the question that I know you all want me to ask. When do you sleep, man?
Just like everybody else.
Well, there you go. He's very good at time management. That's what that tells you. Well, Josh, thanks so much for coming by, not just for this segment, but for recapping the football game. Good luck the rest of this season, and we'll see you out there on Friday night against Park River.
Yeah, thanks, VJ. See you then.
Josh Bickett joining us. We'll come back and have one final segment with Coach Smith. We will preview the Aggies because this is a bit of a different challenge. I think it's safe to say. We'll explain on the other side of this break when the Carrington Coaches Show continues in a moment.
There's no community like a Cenex community. That's why every Cenex store is proud to serve theirs by supporting local athletic teams, promoting the arts, and making sure each store is a place its neighbors can find what they need, catch up with their friends, and stay connected. It's also why we give back, helping to make the wonderful places we call home the best they can be. The store next door, powered locally at Cenex.
Visit your local Arrowwood Prairie Co-op in Carrington, Wimbledon, Cooperstown, and Sutton.
Looking for great rates and a secure investment? Well, we have the right options to grow your savings. Hi, this is Tiffany Paulson at Bank Forward Carrington. Our current CD specials offer a variety of options, including annual percent yield as high as 5% for 7 months. Stop in today for all the details. Helping you save more. It's simply the Forward way. Additional terms and conditions apply. Bank Forward, member FDIC.
Do you want to make sure homework time isn't spent on games and video streaming? Dakota Central can help. With Experience IQ, you set limits to ensure your kids aren't playing when they should be doing homework. With premium managed Wi-Fi from Dakota Central, you can create healthier internet habits for your children from the easy-to-use Command IQ app. Learn more about premium Wi-Fi and Experience IQ today at dakotacentral.com.
When it comes to making farm decisions, nothing is better than seeing for yourself how products perform in the field. I'm Darren Hefty with Hefty Seed Company, and we want to invite you to our Wilton Plot Tour. On Friday, September 6th, we'll be showcasing plots with the latest hybrids and varieties of corn, soybeans, and wheat, as well as comparison trials of numerous natural products. Plus, our expert agronomists will be on hand to help you build your best strategies to maximize yields and minimize costs. Join us at our Wilton store at 9 a.m. Friday, September 6th.
When you're thinking about insurance, think of Bickett Insurance. Bickett Insurance, through our partnership with Auto Owners Insurance, can take care of your farm, home, auto, business, or life insurance needs. The agents at Bickett Insurance have over 115 years of insurance experience, and we are from here, so we know how to design policies to protect the things important to you. Let Bickett Insurance give you a free proposal from Auto Owners Insurance or one of our many other partners. Give Bickett Insurance a call at 652-1775 today.
Carrington sports fans, want to stay on top of all the local action? Catch what you missed by checking out the Foster County Independent. From game-changing plays to memorable moments, we've got you covered with the most in-depth sports coverage in town. And don't miss our stunning photo galleries that capture every thrilling moment and winning smile. For the latest scores, stories, and stunning sports shots, grab your copy of the Foster County Independent today or visit us online at fosterconews.com.
Great stuff from senior Josh Bickett tonight on the Carrington Coaches Show. Don't forget, tomorrow night we have Carrington volleyball against Park River. 6:45, 7 o'clock, something like that for the pregame right here on the Cardinal. Thursday night we are in New Rockford. More volleyball about that same time as the Cardinals take on the Rockets. And then Friday night, it's Carrington and Park River homecoming football. Coach Smith is back with us to discuss it. So, Coach, the biggest challenge during homecoming week?
Definitely keeping the kids focused. You know, there's a lot of stuff going on at school, as you just learned about, and sometimes that's obviously fun stuff for the kids, and they need to enjoy that. It only comes once a year. But when it comes to football practice, we need to turn that off and turn on football, and sometimes that's the biggest challenge when they're talking about what they did during the day, during practice, and this and that. But I have all the faith in the world in this bunch of kids in this senior class that they'll be focused.
You never want to lose a football game, but is the timing of it kind of okay because they want to refocus after that?
You know, who knows? You know, again, they're teenagers, but you know, we've actually had good luck the last several years playing at homecoming and getting the kids focused on the game. And you know, like I told you last Friday night, every game is our most important game of the year, and we can't afford to slip up. And if we want to be playing a home playoff game or even getting to the playoffs, this is a big step in that direction. And Park River's a dangerous team. They're really big up front, and they've got a couple fast skill kids. So we need to focus on, well, like I said, during football practice on the game Friday. And after all, that's what culminates homecoming week is that game. And so it's nice to leave that game with a good feeling. And so that's our focus.
The only thing I'm confident in saying is that this won't end like my freshman year of homecoming back in Texas, which ended in a tie. Pretty sure that's not going to happen on Friday.
No, I think with the overtime rules in North Dakota, that'll never happen.
Interestingly, that was because lightning struck and the other coach said, we're not coming back tomorrow. So we went 0-9 and 1 that year. I mean, it was nothing to write home about. So you mentioned everything going on all around them. Is that where it can be a really good thing to have a bunch of seniors like you do?
Absolutely. You know, you rely on those seniors, those leaders to get the kids focused at 3:15 and until 6 o'clock, and then back on homecoming stuff. And this group of kids is I've just enjoyed coaching from the time they're freshmen. They're a very competitive bunch, and I don't think that'll change this week.
So I mentioned before the break that this is a strange Park River football team. This is not a very big team, except for a couple of massive individuals. Nevin Daly is a 6'4", 344-pound right guard and defensive tackle who you will not be surprised to know 19 tackles, 4 assists, 5 tackles for loss, 3 sacks so far the year. How do you handle 344 pounds that can move?
Yeah, and he's been a force since he's been a freshman. And you know, I know as a sophomore he was getting looks from UND. You know, he's up in that part of the state, and he's just a kid that you've got to do what you can with him, get angles, get double teams, whatever you can, and try and contain him. And if you can't block him, you got to try and read him. And so the best solution is probably to run away from him if you know where he's at. But yeah, he's a good player. You know, he's an all-state caliber player, and a kid that big in high school that can move like he can. That's pretty impressive.
Do teams still game plan around guys like that? And I mean opponents when they're facing them. It used to be you very much game plan to take away other teams' best players, but it seems like last 10 or so years it's been no, we're going to do what we do and make them stop us. Is that a guy you game plan for? I
think you have to a little bit, you know, and you know. A 344-pounder against our guards who weigh, 190. That's not a fair fight. So, like I said, you need to work on angles and just getting in the way and double team if we have to. But he's certainly a guy you have to know where he's at on the field.
Now you were telling me, and this was very interesting. Brendan Schramm has Carrington ties.
Yeah. Yep. His dad Aaron was a really good athlete. In fact, I think he was the athlete of the year in 1989 in Carrington. Went on to play football at UND, was a wide receiver. Very athletic family. I actually played college football with would be Brandon's uncle or Aaron's brother, Dave, and their grandparents still live here in town. But yeah, he's a very good athlete, just like his dad was. He's really quick, like his dad was, and so he's a kid we gotta know where he's at on the field as well.
Rosinski has 26 completions this year, 17 are to Schramm. I guess that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, and Rosinski, he started last year too, and he's a very capable quarterback, and he's a guy you got to get some pressure on and force him to make uncomfortable throws. And so another couple guys on offense we need to game plan around.
Their offense, at least the way that it's listed, and a lot of times the way that it looks, there's no wide receivers per se on the field. Does this mean maybe another look of that 4-4 from you guys that we saw early in the year to go along with the 4-3 that we've seen as of late?
You know, I think right now we'll probably play some 4-3 and some 5-3. We like the 4-4 just because teams that run option, I thought we defended option very well out of it. But you know, it's any one of those three defenses. You know, if one doesn't work, we'll move on to the next. But you know, we need to defend what they do best, and that's defend Schramm and keep Rudzinski in the from making big plays, and so we might mix things around. We might put some different pressures teams haven't seen, and you know, we'll use whatever's working for us.
One of the things that I've been really impressed with is your defensive front. You can pretty much play any combination of six guys with Jacob and with Dylan, giving those other guys a breather, and there is no drop-off.
No, it's kind of nice, you know, and you need some depth because those big guys, obviously, they're pushing and around each other the whole game, and it's exhausting. You know, ask a wrestler, you know, when you're isometric contracting and pushing and pulling in for 4 quarters, it's exhausting. So you need some depth in there, and you know, and recently we've thrown Grady Idland in that mix, and in watching video, he did a nice job on Friday night as well, getting pressure on the quarterback and getting rid of blocks. So it's kind of nice to know these guys come around and we can put a guy in without falling off.
That brings up a perfect point, because on Friday we saw this from both sides, and then I saw it again on Saturday. The game has changed in that if you can't get to the quarterback, you can still massively impact a play. I think to the play where Josh is rolling out to the right, and he's got Ryder wide open for a touchdown, but there's 3 guys in his face. It's not all about sacks anymore.
No, it isn't. You know, and I think on that particular play you're talking about, I think they deflected the pass. You know, and Ryder was wide open. And we did that to Thorsten as well. You know, we forced him out of the pocket, and he threw some bad passes. He threw one that we picked off, and so it's not always a sack, but the pressure is absolutely vital to get that quarterback running and uncomfortable and having to make a decision on the fly, and once in a while he's going to make a bad decision.
Tate and Corbin have already combined for 100 tackles. I mean, in your 9 years, can you remember a tandem this quickly getting to 100 tackles between them?
You know, probably not a tandem. Corbin's brother Michael was a dude back there as well, and he made a ton of tackles. I think he made over 100 tackles maybe his junior and senior year. But yeah, to have 2 kids on that pace is pretty impressive, and you know, we're going to continue to rely on those 2 to make tackles, because teams are going to start working around them, and so we're going to have to find ways to hide them and still get them to the ball.
Your secondary, we mentioned it, played a pretty darn good game on Friday. Don't know how much you're going to get tested aside from making sure they know where Schramm is, but how have you seen their progression so far?
Our defensive backs?
Yep.
Yeah, they've come a long ways. You know, at the beginning of the year, we coming into the season, we knew we had Josh, and that's all we knew we had. And you know, and Peyton Harrington has really developed nicely. Maddox is getting better every week. We've had Chase Ova back there doing some things, and then recently moved Ryder back there, who's taken to a new position quite effectively. And you know, and on defense, you need to put 11 athletes out there, and that's our goal. And if you got 11 athletes out there, you can teach them what they need to do, and then hopefully they can produce once in a while. And like I said, that cornerback position is tough because you're out there on an island, but yeah, our defensive backs have come a long way since day one.
And you told us right at the beginning of camp this fall, the number one thing we've got to do is limit big plays a little better than we did last year. I think through 4 games, I can count about 6 big plays. That's a pretty good job.
It is, you know, and we've played 4 games, and my goal is 2 or less a game, so we're on that pace. And if you can continue that, you're going to win most games. That's kind of analytics and statistics, what they say, that if you can limit big plays, you can win games, and that sure, even Friday was true, the fact that we had several chances to win the game.
You look at Park River, with how these last couple weeks have gone for them, they've really struggled on Friday night. Do you see any signs of them losing confidence when you watch them on film, or are they just, you know, running into teams that are just a little bit better at the moment than they are?
Yeah, you know, they're losing close games, and they've always played us tough. You know, last year we went up there, and I think they maybe won 1 game all year, and we had lost one game all year, and they gave us all we could handle. I think we ended up winning 22-8. So, no, we have to prepare for a team that is going to come out fired up, ready for a region win, and that's our focus.
Last question for you this week. You were a Carrington alum, so what does homecoming mean to you?
You know, I can remember homecoming back in my day. We did a lot of stuff that Josh was talking about. We did a lot of that same stuff. I can remember my homecoming senior year. We played Oaks at home, and we were a big underdog, and we put all that homecoming stuff aside. We came out and played really well, and we upset Oaks, and so it means a lot. You know, it's a fun week. I can still remember a lot of that stuff we did during the week, and so that's why I'm hoping the kids will take it all in and enjoy it, but remember that the focus is that game. That's what they're going to remember most.
Friday night, 6:30 airtime, Cardinals and Park River. And by the way, if you have not come to a home game, you got 2 more chances this year. That's all. You got this one, you got the game against Rugby in 3 weeks. Yeah, 3 weeks. And that's it for games at Cardinal Stadium. So come on out. If you can't be there, join us 6:30 airtime on KDAK The Cardinal, on the mobile app, and on your smart speaker. Coach, here's to a great week of practice, and we'll see you on Friday.
Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate all you do, BJ.
He is the head coach of Carrington football, Kyle Smith. That is going to do it from Prairie Inn. We thank you so much for joining us, and we will do it again next week. Now, next week we're trying something different. We'll have Megan Troutman off the top. Then we will have Kennedy Pasternak, and Coach Smith will join us for the second half hour of the show. So we hope that you can join us for that. For Coach Smith, for the fine folks here at Prairie Inn, thank you so much. Such gracious hosts they are. I am BJ Walters. Good night from Prairie Inn. We'll talk to you tomorrow for Cardinal Volleyball.
There's no community like a Cenex community. That's why every Cenex store is proud to serve theirs by supporting local athletic teams, promoting the arts, and making sure each store is a place its neighbors can find what they need, catch up with their friends, and stay connected. It's also why we give back, helping to make the wonderful places we call home the best.